Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my personal story about stuttering. This is a topic I have wanted to share for a long time, and it's actually the idea that made me think of making a YouTube channel to begin with, because speaking in general is something I've had to work on my whole life. I have stuttered my whole life, and as you can hear right now as I'm talking to you, I am not stuttering. But when I did started speaking at age 2, I started speaking quite late. I stuttered, and I stuttered a lot. I could not say a single word without stuttering. And the reason why I want to make this video today is because when people meet me today, I often don't stutter and they get to know me, and then I will be with them in a situation where I get a little bit nervous and I will stutter. And people are quite shocked to find out that I've had a past with stuttering, and I used to be able to not say a single sentence or a single word without it being very difficult. And people are very interested in knowing, how did I get better, and what does it mean to stutter, and how does it feel? And I really want to share this video because it's one of my biggest insecurities, and it still is today. And I think it's so important to be open and be honest and kind of face your fears. And this is definitely something to me that is so personal. And I want to show other people who are struggling right now, today, who are also working with themselves on stuttering, that it does and it can get so much better. So to start this whole video, I want to share with you some of my history. As I mentioned earlier, I don't remember a time where I didn't stutter. My first memories were when we moved to Denmark and I was in kindergarten, and I remember it being very hard, and I remember mostly the feeling of something being stuck in my throat, and I remember kids having a very hard time understanding me because, first of all, my Danish wasn't very good, but the words I did say came out with stutter, and it sounds very differently when you do stutter. And then my memory goes to speaking more, but still stuttering with every single word. So take in mind, I didn't speak very much to begin with, because when it's that much of a struggle, and when you're a kid, you have other ways of like communicating and you're playing. But as I got a little bit older, still in kindergarten though, I remember the other kids started bullying me, and I became like the target for a bunch of kids in my kindergarten, and they would say the most horrible things to me, and they would throw rocks at me and make songs about me because I was the kid who wasn't smart enough to talk. Like, they didn't understand me, and I sounded funny. And this is something I remember I never shared with my parents. My way of handling this at an age of like 3 and 4 was that I stopped talking completely. It happened gradually, but I stopped talking completely. And luckily, my parents did notice this, and they noticed that I must have seemed unhappy, and I really did stop talking. And then they arranged for me to go to this school every single day. They would pick me up in kindergarten and drive me for like 2 hours to this school where it was like a free environment, where there was a teacher who helped kids who stuttered. And my main focus there was that I needed to know that I could speak freely. I had a voice, and it didn't matter that I stuttered. And I remember that helping so much. And all the kids that were there stuttered. And I didn't notice other people who stuttered. And it was just the place where I got my voice back and I started talking again. And then once I started at school, I stopped going to that place, and it just became something I had to work on myself every single day. And people who met me in school who didn't know me, of course, like, made fun of me a little bit and didn't understand it, but then I got some really good friends, and then after a while they didn't even notice that I stuttered, even though I did all the time. And this just continued throughout everything, and it got slightly better, but I would still stutter every day, multiple times. Like, we're talking every third second or every third sentence I would stutter. And the next period in my life where I really noticed a difference and where I really became better was in high school. And the reason why I personally think that I got so much better at speaking freely without stuttering is because I was forced to, in so many situations, to introduce myself. And you have presentations and parties, and there are like thousands of people at a high school. And it was so hard. It was so hard. And I really disliked it so many times. It was very uncomfortable for me because I still get those feelings of shame, and it's embarrassing and stuff like that. But I remember my senior year in high school reflecting over it and really truly feeling that I'd gotten so much better at just speaking. I could speak like fluently. I finally knew what it meant to be able to talk, like just speak. And this might sound very weird or ordinary to you guys, but I remember as a child thinking, and I remember asking my friends very seriously, I was like 7 or 6 years old, asking them, like, what does it feel like to be able to talk? Like, what does that feel like? Because when I grew up and I was a child, I thought about it so much because I was never able to speak freely. Every single sentence I had to say was not easy, and often I would not do it because it wasn't worth it. But I'm so thankful that I've worked through it so much. And I know for me, my stuttering is definitely, like, for me, there's a correlation between I stutter in situations where I feel very nervous. For me, that's definitely at the core. It's that nervousness, and it's that uncomfortable situation. And what it feels like to me is that I've always been able to kind of feel it in my throat. I know that it will be individual for every single person, but I feel that uncomfortable feeling in my stomach. I know what's gonna happen. I feel it in my throat, and I just know that the best thing to do is to say it anyway. Today, when I meet people and I stutter, people's reactions are often that they think I'm making fun of something or myself, or I'm joking. And people's first reaction is that they are gonna laugh and they're gonna be like, what are you doing? And then when I explain to them that it's because I have a past with stuttering, they're so sweet, and they immediately apologize for laughing. And I know now as a young adult that they're not laughing at me like the kids were in kindergarten. That's not it. Everyone is so sweet, but I still get that feeling like I'm a 4-year-old in kindergarten. And I've just learned that it cannot hold me back. I don't want it to. I want to continue to work on my stuttering, and I want to improve and improve until there is a day where I don't stutter anymore. And that is something I've thought about for the last few years, is that even after high school, I have improved so much. And even in this video, I haven't even stuttered, really. Stuttering can be a lot of things. It can be like, it can be the repetition of a word like 2 or 3 times in a row, or it can be like like you can't even get it out of your throat. But my message and the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to show other people who may be watching this, who are stuttering or who know someone who stutters, that it can get better. I wish I had seen or heard from someone as a kid who had a past with stuttering and that were able to speak freely, because there is so much, at least for me, there was so much shame, so much embarrassing feelings, and so much, it was so uncomfortable, and I thought it was never gonna get better, and I was ashamed of who I was, and I didn't think I should speak because of it. And I want to tell you out there who might be feeling all these things that you are worth everything, and you have a beautiful voice that the world deserves to hear. It is uncomfortable, and it will take a long time, or at least it has for me. It's been 22 years of speaking, and I've gotten so far. But I know it might take another 20 before I can speak completely without ever stuttering. And I want to show you that it is possible. I know at least here in Denmark, there are also a whole community for people who are stuttering, and you are able to get help within your from where you live. And I think it's so important that you know that you should speak. Because you stutter, you should even speak more. You should do everything you can. I hope you guys really liked this video. It was such a pleasure making this. It's something I'm very passionate about, and please, if you have any questions, comment down below. I will write back to you as fast as I can. And share this video. Share it if you know somebody who stutters and needs some inspiration to see that it can get so much better. I will see you next week, and I hope you have a great week. Like, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Bye!